Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy! We're gonna proceed with the 3.1 questline. I know little of the lands these dragons call home, yet Enix Shrine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect. I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it. Yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? Very well, I shall see to my preparations. Then let us go and bid farewell to Thancred, magnanimous. God damn it, I hate when we always have to like say goodbye to people before just like going to another zone. I mean, if I'm gonna teleport, then just copying to another zone is like as easy as 1, 2, 3. So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. Just making sure that my microphone's on. Yes, it is. Diplomatic mission to Enix Shrine, you say? Well, I suppose it does take precedence. But should your meeting with Wodafnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Sharlean at Idleshire. You'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything. But this scholar just happens to be. Time permitting, as I said. We shall endeavor to join Y'shtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, magnanimous. Is it the like super cute scholar? There is a scholar that's like a small Lalafell with a hoodie that has little ears on, and everybody literally really wanted that hoodie. But Final Fantasy people never actually put it on sale. You ready then? Good, so am I. The path is long but known to us. From Falcon's Nest we shall cross the Western Highlands and make for Tailfeather into Dravenian forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. That's such a difficult Sunday. My husband is often very moody because he's depressed, so that kind of takes a toll on me. But on top of that, I keep on like having, I want to say immune system problems. I don't really want to say that I'm having a virus, but I'm not too sure. But essentially, I just spike a fever and then everything goes to shit. And it normally is quite a serious fever, but nothing else is wrong. You just get a fever, a headache, complete tiredness. The headache makes you unable to eat, you're unable to think. And it's just... if it continues happening, I'll have to see a doctor, and I hate because half the time they're like, you live with it, and then you're like, oh. Guess I'm living with it! I always imagined that the first time I set a foot upon Dravenian soil would be at the head of an army, and here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past. Though it was I who first proposed recruiting Shale to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands. Men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side she fought in service to the greater good, even under her dying breath, and while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alpinode. Yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, yes, of course, we must press on to Enix Shrine, if you would follow me. I love the music in these maps, I really do. There's just something so soothing about it. And then you have the short-legged cat. It's so cute. At some point, before I complete the story as well, we are gonna do the Fall of Alexander. And we're gonna complete the Alexander storyline as well. Because that was one of the great things that I enjoyed during Heavensward. And I can't really say that it was happier times because my life has always been somewhat turbulent. Probably like everyone's. But it was the times that I remember rather positively because of Heavensward. It's funny how online games do that to you. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Eorzea. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us that this unannounced visit with Ofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you with Ofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and an acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, Knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be architects of this war, but now we know the truth. The King Thorin and his knights, 12, did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatoskr, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the warrior of light, the Azure Dragoon, and Eorzea. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at least be within our grasp? A dream we must, as Eorzea once did. And we must make her dream a reality as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Widofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, Knight, however I cannot yet give you mine answer. May I ask why? This matter concerns my sire, he must needs be consulted. Moreover, the gnat grow bold, ever as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years of war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Ah, fear not, Knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. It's funny to imagine that for dragons it's like really, really fast. Like, oh, I'll answer within 100 years, don't worry, I need to think about it. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I am surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. Ah, but you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Sharlean. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and as uneventful as ours was. And thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one of which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alpinode. I only hope that fates will not hold you to your word. such a pleasantries. I also hope how patch quests, they tend to give like pathetically little XP. Come on, patch quest, you can do better than this. Oh yes, it's the little hoodie lady. I literally just remember her as the little hoodie lady. That's the only thing that made an impression on me. That's really funny. So it would seem we have to greet the scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. We can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with the Stola in Idleshire. Also, I'm pretty sure... I don't know, is Idleshire a part of the Sharlean place? Because it gave me, like, the impression that it is. Then I also have the impression that the mysterious Sharlean place just, like, continues somewhere off screen and we never saw where it is. That's a shame. I mean, they had, like, a whole band of scholars disappear like they disappeared into a black hole. That must have been a sight to behold. I honestly would have really liked to witness that. Oh, let me Google that for you. Oh god. That is a dungeon for sure. Because Google Library are words ringing in my head. Ah, Magnanimous, it's good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Annex Shrine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Emeric's proposal with Halsveger, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Sharlean guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. Sure. If I have a dungeon today, I'll grab ya. I agreed to meet her outside of Frostbridge. We should be on our way. There is probably gonna be one in the 3.1 storyline because it was literally one per patch that got incorporated into the storyline and two per patch that did not. But I don't know if I'm gonna have the time for that today, depending how long the patch quests take. Do we even know how the Sharlean person looked at this point? Because we're like looking around for her, but how can you help finding something that you do not know the appearance of? Ah! That is the cutest outfit ever, and I really want it. And they never put it on sale.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
Ryle, that was your name, and you went through a lot of shit yourself. So she's important. She gets to be around the story quite a bit.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Sharlean motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Sharlean motherland? Are they like Soviet Russia then? God, I want to see Sharlean motherland. Next expansion pack, we're waging war on Garlemund, but I don't want to go to Garlemund. Garlemund's like boring.
Oh please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the warrior of light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, miss.
Yeah, but I think that's because the reality split and we like go to weird shards of whatever. They didn't really explain things right. Did the giant axe give me away? Was that it?
And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
He is wearing, platformed boots.
We, Miss Cryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
And she recognizes him as a boy.
Out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Cryle.
Oh, I love their facial expressions.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
And she looks so
Perhaps we should
naughty.
save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
I wonder what did he
On to
say
more
to his
pressing
superiors?
matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
Was it something like, I'm the best around? Nothing's gonna keep me down. Did he do a dance?
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Yay!
Then what are you waiting for?
Oh.
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Off to the cave we go, to borrow more things, an annoying old lady. For she has all the junk that we ever need. We always go to Matoya's cave.
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
Literally, whole lot of quests. Not only from the main scenario, there are also some quests, side quests, and even some Stormblood quests still go. Yeah, we need a thing. Can we go to Master Matoya's cave? And you're like, how do you even know about that? Or they go, we need this thing, and then Warrior of Light goes, let's go to the Master Matoya's cave, and you're like, that old lady must be like really annoyed with us? Oh, did we already... Yeah, we were on the right map. It got me confused because we started talking in Eorzea. I don't know, would that be a dungeon? Or would that be the raid? I'm gonna Google the raid side quest sometime later. Sounds like, you know, a good idea. Good idea, bad idea. No! Okay, down we go. Here. Yeah, Master Matoya was always annoyed with us, but we visit her like super often. You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us in the way or something? Oh wait! You haven't been there. Yeah, okay, that explains it. I have heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured they are all true. This way, and have care when you tread. Literally every story told about Master Matoya is true, apparently. The worst things, the best things, the frogs that are housekeepers. To be fair, if I was magical, I would also have frogs that are housekeepers. They sound like an awesome idea. Though actually, I might just inflict the skills on my cats. Though cats sleep 16 hours a day, so I don't know how useful that would be.
Trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Cryle, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
And the whole Isle of Val kinda went poof and gone, didn't it? I still really wanna see what the hell is like instead of it there. Is it just like a giant black hole?
Regrettably, our Order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Yeah, exactly, it all went just poof!
Cryle, you too possess the echo.
You too? Do we all do?
Well, yes, of course I do. Our Order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
You have a better dress sense than her, because I really, really want your clothes.
I had no idea.
If that was purchasable, I would buy it in the same heartbeat as I bought friggin' Fat Cat. And yes, I would wear it on my monstrous high, tall characters.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Does Kitty wanna come and sit down with me? Yeah, Kitty does wanna come down and sit down with me. And nearly turned. Ow. 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 Cat scratches really hurt, especially when they're doing a comfy.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
Because we like standing in your house. Pray excuse us.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the signs of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Wait here.
I hate that every time when a cat sits down on me, I have to like readjust my microphone a little bit.
I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance. But never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
Is that how Crystal of Light looks?
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light.
Why don't I have one? I have like 5, but none of them are like round and ball-like.
But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
Does that mean that there was a time when crystals of light were just like massive? So you would spawn into the world and suddenly this boulder falls down and you're like, ooh, that must be my crystal of light!
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola.
Aren't they bad cats? Just don't whisper about much, do they?
Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin.
And first I'm gonna... Yeah, my camera's almost okay. Except that my microphone's now kind of too close to me. So I'm like slightly shoulder badging it a bit. And there's a shadow on my face from the leg of my other cat. So actually that might be the microphone. Yeah, that is the microphone. That explains it. I hate having whispers like that. Oh, okay. Off the stream. Because that means that I have to turn my chat on to see it.
Shroud.
And it's
The trail
mostly
continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al.
Yeah, I was saying that I then have to like switch on general, and because I'm in the novice chat, that's always very active, which is absolutely fantastic if you're playing alone and you're not streaming, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, and you kind of want to be like social with other players because that gives you like a massive chat room just to chat. But when you're like midstream, have other people, then you're like, God damn it, that's one noisy chat.
It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
I hope.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
This cat is trying to be very mobile. Hello, Tailfeather, have you perchance seen a large, naked man? Land? Kinda important to me. Well, I too find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness. My first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown alliance. Yet, even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Cryle. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. This is impressive! You drew them from memory? A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into two pairs. Ishtola and I inquire at the outlying encampments, while Magnanimous and Cryle question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Loth Aswath and share our findings. Is it because Loth Aswath is like closer to where you're going? Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Anyway, we had best be started. Find me when you're finished making your rounds. Ah, he used to be a horny kid! Yeah, sure, I will unlock Chocobo here, why not? Naked guy from the sky, have you seen him? You haven't. Off we go, further on. I think this guy is sitting in the house. Well, he's not gonna be able to see a naked guy if he's sitting in the house now, will he? Naked guy from the sky, have you seen him? No, you have not. I heard a tale the other day about a Huron vagabond who brought down a Bandersnatch by himself. And with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was Belle of the Bleeding Ball. Sound like your man? Okay, that does kinda sound like our man. Does kinda sound like our man indeed. I would assume that he would have gotten, you know, hungry at some points and probably hunted some beasts. I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks. That and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. Did we take up warrioring? Thancred? Are you trying to be like me? For axes are way too awesome for you. Finished? In that case, I think we learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. I do like how we tried asking like exactly 3 people. Well, we done questioning. 3 was enough. Got some information. Maybe our lad, maybe some random lad. Who cares? Always always so tempted to fly up the giant mountain. I don't think I can. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. See, they're questioning more than 3, most likely. Many have made camp in an accessible location. Ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Hurrian hunter with whom no one else is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build match Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So you have heard the same tales. Be as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You're implying that Thancred sent a Vath to Marker in his stead? Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the livestream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of a fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, if he had dealings with the Vath, they should be able to help us, no? Quite right, Kryl, quite right. Yay for my 16,000 XP! 40 quests later, it's gonna be like 500,000. God damn it. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lotha's Vath. We must go and see the Vath right away. Yay, the Vath cookie place. I did their... God damn it, words. Yeah, I did their base tribe quests on my other character. And it's a worthy thing to do. It's like, it's quite humorous and it gives you XP. But I'm not really doing anything like that on this one. This is just the main story character, for the main story is very, very, very long. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lothla's Vath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we were told you may have had certain dealings. How curious! The hunters tire of godly sport and pursue mortal prey? No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good, good. He is a friend to the Vath as well. One with whom we have traded many times. Truly, and you're quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt. The fleshling clothed in skins come to us from some isle lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange we tended to his wounds. He brought us much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Gone to Lotha's Nath, not long ago, and he heard that Onamint had summoned our god once more. Ravana is returned? Vidofnir did say that Nath had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters, lest the Nath claim his as a sacrifice. Click, click. Ah, floating cats of the sky! You are the best. Floating cat paws of my computer are not the best, unfortunately. They're just kinda floating and there and making me unable to see my clock most of the time. But that's okay. It's okay. And the other one's just kind of resting on my lap because he's a cute little boy. He sat on me like that for like 2 hours today and made my legs really, really hurt. Hey, Drubinage, I hope I pronounced your name right. We are currently seeking one nice little naked Thancred. Well, he probably isn't naked anymore. But still, that is currently what we're doing. And this gnat is standing in the way. Oh, thank you. Aww, this character is like hundreds of hours.
Who else could be? Thancred. It could be Thancred. We must hurry.
Thancred's gonna be fine. He has been fine all the time. See? He just... Oh! That is 100% not Thancred. Ragnarok. That's very warrior-y of darknessy. And apparently, a little boy here is like, nice to meet you, I wanna speak to you. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, this is chaos. I am on you. Ooh, darknessy flashbacks.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
Adventuring with me. That is what he's doing.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not.
Let me guess, your world went poof. So the fact that you were standing in space.
So you are the warrior of light. The savior of Eorzea.
Oh, don't need to be like that. You already saved your own Eorzea and maybe have made it go poof.
It's a wonder you didn't come sooner. What with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
No, have more important things to do. I beat him during leveling.
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
Are you trying to limit break? Now, how is that productive? That says very little about who you are and your purpose. That just shows that you're good at your class. All of you. Can I summon the party? Warriors of Light, aka players, tend to do better at these things. Ooh! 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 Ah, that's Thancred. Hello there, ninja. Oh, and I absolutely love this dress style for him. I love their renewed outfits. I wonder what are we currently doing? Are we just kind of gawking at this? Like, this is fun. Let me just grab some popcorn. I mean, I know what our friends are doing. They were quite obviously either dodging or fighting, but we're just kind of standing there now.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt, but so be it. Mark well our faces, warrior of light, for we are the warriors of darkness, walkers of a different path, and we shall meet again.
I feel like if you sat down and explained your problems and issues clearly, we could have talked about it and maybe come to a mutual decision. Instead, you were like, let me try to kill you. Which isn't very productive. Also, kind of fancy how your party has 5 people. Our parties only come in 4s or 8s.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
It's like, that's so lame. Yay! Thancred! We found you!
Thancred! Are you alright?
He looks quite fine! Alive and all. With a nicer set of clothes.
Can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
This is the one thing I remember about finding the Scions again. I remember finding Thancred, and it's because it's quite funny how you do. Or rather, it's quite funny how he tells his story.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then...
And then you woke up naked in the middle of lands
I known you
you'd
intended
never
to use
traversed
forbidden
before.
magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness. I would have thanked you in advance.
Aww.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the all together.
Ooh. A couple of screenies. My favorite scene. I like how that little critter.
Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides.
Let's take a screenshot of that too. The little critter is covering his
Given
ass.
that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
Ah, you could have come out butt naked. Sounds like you were doing great with that.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke.
a description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more?
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed Warriors of Darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the Warrior of Light, I suppose.
Oh, and we're not self-proclaimed Warriors of Light!
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
The last one of their world.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Could it be that perhaps you should consider why they have done what they have done? Hard to see the time when my cat has its paws there. And what that should tell us. Don't think too much. But at the same time, they didn't really explain themselves that well either. Blessed with the power of the Echo and driven to put down Primals. Despite his declaration that they walk a different path, I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors of and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventures, and I would not soon forget their like. Nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour city-states for promising candidates, which is how I found Magnanimous. Ah, the memories. It seems like only yesterday that you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of pretend naturally gifted adventurers have been traveling the land, slaying primals without our knowledge. Would imply gross negligence on our part. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we do not know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do know, namely that Lord Ravana is no more. We Dofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Sir Emmerich's invitation. Since you seem to have affairs here well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony is giving me stinking headache. If you need of me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance with the research for Minfilia. Wait, Minfilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Magnanimous. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. Well, the easiest explanation... Oh, thank you for bringing me, like, out right outside Enix Shrine. That is very helpful. The easiest explanation is, everyone that you do not see around you is missing, except for Tataru. There we go. Explanation done. This explanation has been brought to you by the party of summing up events. I had not thought to see thee again so soon, mortal. If thou seekst the night, know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir, but it was not for her that we came. We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who had been summoned by the Nath, has again been laid low. Truly? Once more you mortals have succeeded where mine own kind did fail. You have my deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit, the god fell by another's hand. Another? revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is a cause for celebration. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings for thee as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation? As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years we have mourned my beloved, who gave her life to forge a peace the king betrayed. Such was my lot until a child of Ishgard came unto me. For what of warmth she wrapped herself in a dream. Yet the world will remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned. For redemption she sacrificed and became as light. To follow one's heart, to have faith in one's convictions, be it for weal or be it for woe. Such is the folly and the glory of man and of dragon. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk the light. Then you accept Sir Emeric's invitation? Let it be known that I, with Dofnir, shall journey unto Ishgard on behalf of my people. We are honored to receive your answer. We will convey your words to our allies without delay. It is happening, Isael. Would that you were here to see it. I still much prefer Ice Hard Cookie.
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men, to whom Sir Emeric was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
That was a fairly bad shot, let me tell you that. Mostly...
Honorable men, who would fain wash the paving stones of Foundation with the tyrant's blood.
What would that have hit?
Honorable men, whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Okay, there's some of your digestive tract there. And I don't know what else. It kind of seems to me that stabbing upwards would have been a lot more result-driven, kind of like, you know, underneath the ribcage. You will either hit the heart or something else that they really need, like the liver. So that was a fairly bad stab. Still, I hope he's okay. Right, let us not keep Sir Emeric waiting. Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes, quite well. Forgive me, you have given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and the Dravanians and our friends nowhere to be found. It would seem there is no end to our troubles. We can but face them head on, one at a time. For now, we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Thancred, we found you as they found me. In time, we will find Ira and Papalymo and Minfilia as well. These troubles will soon be but a memory, one which we will look back on together. Pray do not misunderstand. I do not mean to imply that it would be otherwise. I merely wish that I had rejoined our grand adventure at one of its more triumphal moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. But I have no doubt that we will enjoy more glorious victories soon enough, and you may rest assured that I will play my part in them to the very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. Aetheryte. Oh. That's where we're going? Okay, I might just use my feet then. Why did I think that it was somewhere else? Is it because I was used to... Yeah, I was used to traveling from the manor to the congregation. I'm not used to traveling from this side to the congregation. You have returned! In this at last the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Wodofnir has accepted Sir Emeric's invitation. She has? These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. Ah, is he otherwise engaged? Sleeping off a knife to the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? The chirurgeons tell me he will make a full recovery, but had Lord Edmund and Lord Artenel not been on hand where the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For a mercy, they have subdued the fiend before he could land the telling blow. The attack was just the beginning, though. Not long after, the buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flame. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing the fires, but for every one we put out, it seems like 2 more started. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. Explain these fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there will be no end to this. Will you help us find them? Then let us be about it. Oh! No way! Oh, that is so helpful. This never used to be the case. Not that I need them. I mean, I'm buying the poetical gear, so I'm good. Good at the moment. Oh, I could still use an accessory, I guess. The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found, suspect must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set? Mayhap there is a pattern. If there is, we have yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city in both the pillars and foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it would be best to divide our forces. Master Alpinode and Mistress Ishtola, I would have you take charge of the investigation of the foundation. As you wish, mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning Magnanimous and me get the pillars. Oh, they'll like me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking a pose over there be joining us? A Thancred of the Signs of the Seven Dawn, and may I say what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady. I'll bet. The name's Hilda, Cyane. And there I was thinking I found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious personages. I will remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of the value, pray inform me immediately, that is all. Have you tried questioning the guy that you caught? I hope you did. Well, we could begin by stifling through charred rubble and questioning random passerby. In my experience, every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. Oh, aye, the infamous Lord Amenellan de Fortes, lover of women and wine. Though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Magnanimous. He'll be at the Crow's Ear most like, making an effort to be seen. So let's go and see him. Grizzled I will accept, but old? Sigh. It's your white hair. I enjoy Thancred because he tries to literally fuck anything female that moves. He's like the walking comic relief. Oh, the jeweled crozier, that's probably the marketplace. Yeah, it is. I was like, that sort of sounds familiar, maybe. Okay, I know what this is. No, I know what that is. I know what that is. And that is probably to do with primals. I'm trying to identify are any of those quests something I want to take note. I wish I could take a faster stroll through the city. I really don't understand why mounts are banned in here. I mean, the streets are really wide. Promise my cat won't shit anywhere. Well, if it isn't magnanimous, dearest of all my friends, you're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old girl? Ah yes, the arsons. Dreadful business that, and awfully curious, wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it all. Naturally, we doubled the guard outside the manor along with most other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames after all. Oh, in case you were wondering why the Hoplon is awash with refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Emmerich orders, from what I hear. Remarkable man. Not even knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. That was the ribs? That was too low. Actually, old girl, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to the Hoplon. While you conduct your inquiries, I could offer words of comfort to the distressed and dispossessed young maidens. Wait a moment, I know what that is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? You do me injustice, old girl. I will have you know my heart yearns for but one rose, prickly though she may be. I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well, if it will help to prove the purity of my intentions, I shall gratefully resign my offer. Now run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I had hoped, though. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind, for our next step I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees in the Hoplon, magnanimous, I shall investigate the locations where the fires were set. Would you be so good as to join me, Hilda? You know what, I reckon I would. Can't have you roaming about an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? Only get roped blind and left shivering in the small clothes. I hope that you two make friends. What kind of outfit is that? Okay, that's elemental. Yeah, that would be Eureka gear. But most definitely, he's full on Eureka gear. I hate Eureka. That armor looks epic, but not epic enough for me to actually spend 2 weeks grinding. It's not even fun grind. I could do the anima grind. I could do the anima grind just fine. Eureka grind is kinda kill enemies in the open world sort of grind. It's incredibly lame. Got a set. That set was very glowy though. I like that. Yes, hi. Come, my brothers and sisters. There's food and shelter enough for all in the Basilica. Alone's blessings be upon you, Father. I confess we were not sure if we would come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Emmerich and the Dravanians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succor as well, miss? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good! This madness has gone on for far too long. Would that I could do something to aid you in your search, but I have duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. I somehow have a bad feeling about you. There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere, and it was so hot and I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm's getting better after all. Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our backs. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we would do. Could it be the church is setting the houses on fire? Because that would be awfully convenient for them. Especially now that their main priest was like defamed and beaten after he turned himself into a primal. Fun times! Hey Thancred, this is my way of arriving, through jumping off things. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? We will require more than a little testimony of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one at near St. Raymond's Cathedral and another near the Tribunal. For mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the two occasions where the target has a bastion of Ishgardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give one cause to wonder. Alpinot will doubtless have an opinion. It is really painful when your cat decides to do the comfy paw into your pants. And I'm kind of supporting his butt right now because he's slightly sliding. So I only have one hand free. And that's one hand too many, so I can still play. But anything that requires hopping may be an obstacle. Where is he? Alpinode! We need your precious opinions and stuff. Okay, it's not up the giant bridge, that's for sure. I don't think that it's gonna be through the inn. Okay, it's 100% not around the outskirts of the circle. So, there you are! Hello! Silence will avail you not, sir. Ah, magnanimous. I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained the suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to the eyewitness, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not, so we insisted. Let me go, damn it! You got the wrong man! My, but you reek of oil. And are those burns on your hands? An occupational hazard, I suppose? But tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim, you imbecile! Look at me! Aye, that you are, of a fashion. You should know. Your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about the burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but these are high-born times, rarely do loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabbit and begged us to put you down. That's bollocks! He's the one who told me to keep going! Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I left it behind, tried to, with all my heart. Said my prayers every day like a good man, but he came to me, he came to me. And there you have it, Hilda. Would you be so kind as to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye, so as long as you don't mind if he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred, but how did you know he would confess? Why, I have seen his like before. A troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. I could not be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it was worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff? Must we entertain hypotheticals? The world as it is very vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether it be by luck or judgment, we have at last confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a person or persons of influence. I think it best that we now return to the congregation and discuss how to proceed. And claim my jewelry. Put my legs in a more stable position so I don't need to pick my cat up anymore. They do start to hurt after a while. You don't know how these little babies, how much they weigh until you have one on your knees the whole day. But they're so cute. They're good babies. They're good babies. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us what he knows, one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander? Oh, Lord Artenel, are you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Emmerich in his chambers at the present. I am. He bid me bring his salve. Then do not let me detain you, and thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. Would that I could do more. He has become very grown up after his oldest sibling died. My lord Artenel did seem to be in the best of spirits. Not seem to be. This little wonder, Master Alpinot. His father is widely slandered and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave. I'll take some accessories. At the very least, I need one ring. But I am amazed that now the game just kind of gives you things. I am fine there. I'm fine here. 240 shall do nicely. Yep, and then all I will need is a left ring because I have earrings already.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
The Holy See? The whole church?
Far too many to count.
You shouldn't be walking?
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
That would be one of the ways that they would react, I imagine.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
Sir Emmerich is really dreamy. He's just so pretty.
We are in your debt.
His commanding makes me smile.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms then, friends. Time is against us.
And our R12 is acting very grown up and like he has the burden of his family to uphold, which makes him quite the man to look at, which I completely do not mind. Ah, there were so many dream daddies in Heavensward. There are a few in other ones as well, but there were a lot of dream daddies in Heavensward. Oh, we're starting all the way from over there. Bit interesting. Fine by me though. I do hope that they're gonna make this into a livable area. I would so love to live in Ishgard. I would move my own house there in a heartbeat. Listen well, we will enter the Basilica silently via this gate. According to our latest reports, there are at least 6 hostages being held within. The numbers are... Readiness of the true Brothers of Faith are unknown. I am told one claimed to have served under Thordan the 7th. Might the same true for the rest? Given the swiftness with which they seized control of the Wild, I think highly unlikely. Yes, which means that they may well possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defenses against us. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Okay, you're no stranger to the battlefield. You're gonna do good. You're gonna do good. Be good cookies. Saving hostages takes precedence over everything else. Got it. This is kind of a fun bit because once again the game does not expect me to have the armor that I do have. So in comparison this is gonna be very easy going. Are you injured? Bless you! We must hurry! So our similar, so this is indeed the work of the bishops. Yeah, bishop's bronze. And the guards has sauce that sounded yellow. We hold the entrance, you cookies go! Go cookies, go! Be a good cookie. Secure the hostage. Got it.
Down with you!
What? No down with me, please. Over now? Is it over? They took the others somewhere. It all happened so quickly. There they are. Let no one escape. Not alone you won't. Magnanimous stay with Sir Emmerich and Lord Arthur.
You underestimate me!
Like having Sir Emmerich with me? I suppose he doesn't have a last name though, because he's just Emmerich the Blue. Is there an Emmerich the Red? Sir Simurnard, lay down your arms and release the hostages, and you will be shown mercy. I give you my word. The word of a heretic and kinslayer, I would sooner trust a dragon. Activate the knights. We shall show the hostages the same mercy he showed the archbishop. Come on, dudes. I've already been through the vault. Bought these things on the way there. Unlike you, Sir Emmerich, I am a man of honor. By my hand you shall receive the Furry's judgment. So it is to be a trial then. Lord Artino, magnanimous, leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Simurnard. Run, 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 run. I don't think that they much care if you did anything or not. The person that's on the floor right now speaking. I think that they very much do not give a shit if you didn't do anything. Okay, so those two were rescued. We still have a loose horsey, and I do see fighting over there. Okay, this is a bit problematic. Good, provoke this word. Fantastic. Okay, let's go to Sir Emmerich. Horsey was taken care of. Most likely were two hostages there, but one died. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh boy, that Emmerich's fatality. That isn't very good. Mr. I will fight while injured. That sounds like a grand idea.
This knight does not yield!
Great that you do not deal Emmerich. Yield Emmerich, I mean, but... Can't put them all on me. One day you swear I will what? Okay, pity that wasn't all the hostages, but it was a lot. Oh, okay, the last one was here, thank God. Then it was all. Hurry be praised. He took Melee! You must hurry. The priest took Melee upstairs when he saw you kill his men. Have no fear, child. We will save your friend. Oh, I remember this for being quite epic.
Where is he? Where is he?
Upstairs, likely.
Come no closer!
Ah, I sensed correctly, he is evil.
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
Ah, that facial expression. Yay!
What? But I...
Oh, you didn't die. Miss Midofnir has come here to save the day.
Vidofnir!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment.
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Aw. Well, that's a generation that's not gonna be angry at dragons.
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Gracefelder.
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
Yeah, Dragon Lady! Was happy meeting ya! You saved the kid and all.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
They already say such things?
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for lasting peace with the Jovanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of Horschiff on you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Lord Edmund.
Has warm feelings towards Emmerich. And his own son is like, what the fuck, Dad? I'm here! Why didn't you tell me that? Why is it that you're telling this to our Lord Commander? What about me? I went to fight in there too! This has been a day of surprises, has it not? It's but a pity Wodofnir could not stay longer. Yes, I think it's fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Well, time scarcely does it justice, but one moment later would have been moment too late. Let us pray that these guardians with yet harpened doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmerich's words. On this only meet that I inform Tataru of what has occurred here. If you have need of me, I shall be at Fortum's Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. A moment, Magnanimous, I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well to you? Of that I have no doubt. His time in the wilderness did not deprive him of his charm. But that is neither here nor there. What concerns me is his etheric flow, which I fear has been irreparably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate ether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magic. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he had learned that nearby Beast Tribe was making preparations to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. But this is still little more than speculation. Until I have proof, I pray speak no word of it. Right then, I should be on my way. Kryl may have charmed Master Matoya for now, but what can I say how long it will last? Let's finish this quest and maybe start the next one, and that's what we're gonna end today, for today has already lasted longer than I normally allow myself to last for.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue.
It was one that Hashifant had.
But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince houses Durandare and Zemail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread.
Yeah, it's kinda a big thing.
Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Because you're the oldest. And your brother died.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horchefon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You are a sister to Horchefon. Will you be a sister to me as well?
Yay! We're all family.
Come, Manalaine. There's much to be done. For Father, and for Sir Emeric, and for Ishgard.
He's just a teen boy. It's okay.
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
From the memories of Count Edmund de Fortemps, heavensward as goes light, so goes darkness. Ah, so now we know who's writing these. is some sort of weird fanfare. I get like mini things that are wind up. Reasons. This is die proof? The Jaren Oracles? Apocrypta. It is a truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning and a path we have been set upon. Our fates were ordained long ago, Archon. The Garleans are no exception. Nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Those were Alice's feet, because Alpinode is busy and they both wear the same shoes. Also, I actually forgot that Thancred was even involved in the whole thing, so when the first time I saw him involved in the whole thing, when I was playing the story, it was like right at the end, and I was like, what? Thancred? Papolimo, well... Everyone has their orders. The masks will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. By Ralgor, it had better be. We cannot stay here forever, Ida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them, every one. They're part of the resistance that's going on about what Stormblood goes on about. I believe this may be end for 3.1. Well, that's a surprise. Though it may still continue. I will have to Google that. But either way, thank you for watching. We're gonna end this here, and the next time when we return, we're gonna speak with Ataru.